Hello, fight fans. Welcome back to 10 Count. I'm your host, Michael Montero. I am joined by the editor of Ring Magazine, Doug Fischer, and Mike Baca for UCN Live. Guys, we got two cards coming up this weekend on April 28th. On ESPN, it's another top-ranked show. And in the headliner, Jessie Magdaleno is fighting Isaac Dogboe from Ghana for the second defense of his WBO super bantamweight title. And then over on HBO from the Barclays Center, Daniel Jacobs is fighting Polish fighter Maciej Sulecki, and also Big Baby Jarrell Miller is fighting Johan Duapas in a heavyweight special. Let's start with the ESPN bout. Doug, Magdaleno's coming off a one-year layoff. He last fought at StubHub, I think last April. Going up against...
And he wasn't in against a world beater.
Oh, right. I think it was 2 rounds. Maybe 2
not
rounds
even really like a legit top 15, top 20 contender. That was as soft a first defense as you can get.
And now he's fighting, I think, an undefeated fighter from Ghana. Fighters from Ghana are tough.
Yes.
They have a reputation for being badass.
They come to fight,
right?
And Dogboe comes to fight, and Dogboe beat a real guy in Cesar Juarez.
That's
I
right,
believe.
the Mexican
That's
fighter.
a
That was
hard-nosed
his
Mexican badass right there.
Great interim title to earn this shot.
Now, I've heard people criticize that the stoppage was a little premature. It did take place in Ghana, and it was like a crazy crowd and all, and maybe the referee, it was Tony Weeks, I believe.
Yeah.
Maybe he got a little bit caught up in just the heat of the moment or whatever, but you can't deny that Dogboe was giving Juarez trouble, and he clipped him. He hit him flush, he hurt him, and he did put him down. So, and Juarez don't go down easy. So Dogboe, he can punch, and he's very confident, and he's carrying a lot of momentum into this fight. I mean, he enters this mandatory challenge with a lot of confidence, a lot of career momentum, and I think that's what Jessie Magdaleno needs, because I don't know if it's common knowledge out there, but he does have a reputation for not being the most Spartan or disciplined of athletes. When he's not in camp, like outside of camp, he gets heavy.
I think we've mentioned it before on the show.
Yeah, I think a lot of times when he's pulled out of fights with injuries, people have said, "Yeah, right, injury, right." You know what I mean? Like they've just assumed that he was heavy, or that he wasn't as focused on his opponent as he should have been. But I think when he does face a quality opponent, an opponent that he respects, or somebody that he knows he needs to be in shape for. Certainly, his title shot against Leonardo Donaire.
Yes.
He showed me things I didn't expect from him, and that was a lot of ring versatility. He is and I knew he was a really good amateur standout, but when he was first being brought up by Top Rank, he was knocking out a lot of his opposition, and he looked like this really sort of aggressive modern southpaw. But against Donaire, he had a very good disciplined fight game. He proved to be a good counterpuncher, proved to be able to set traps, proved to have good lateral movement, good stick and move game. I think that's what he needs against Dogboe. I think it would be a mistake to fight fire with fire against this Ghanaian. And I do think that Magdaleno at his best can outclass Dogboe, and I'm expecting to see that.
You would expect an outclassing.
I do. I expect him to outclass Dogboe.
That's interesting. But I do agree with you with Magdaleno. One thing about that Donaire fight, he fought Donaire, beat him convincingly at his best weight.
Yeah.
We just saw Leonardo Donaire at 126. He got beat by Carl Frampton, and he admitted, I need to go back down and weight after that fight.
True.
So that's high praise for Magdaleno. I do not expect an outclassing though, because Dogboe is he's getting what he asked for. Cesar Juarez is a completely different opponent. I wouldn't take that fight into consideration going into this one. It'll be a little bit more of a tactical fight, as Magdaleno's a southpaw. He's tricky. He can move. Cesar Juarez isn't a puzzle to figure out here. But I'm very interested in this fight. I loved the atmosphere coming off that Dogboe win. Fighting in that fire pit in Ghana, it was a great crowd, and he called out Magdaleno, and look, we have the fight. So rarely does it happen so seamlessly like this, and I'm excited for it. I'm definitely more excited for this than the HBO card, which
I was just
I'm sure
going to
you're gonna
ask
turn
you.
into, yeah.
I was just going to ask you. So between the two, I mean, ESPN's got the better main event, right?
I think so.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, definitely the
competitive fight.
yeah, and they're both triple headers, so it's a busy night of boxing
Right.
ahead. On the HBO card, I'm a huge Big Baby Davis fan, or Big Baby Miller. I'm sorry. He brings that personality into the ring. He looks like a sloppy heavyweight, but he's super athletic for what he looks.
He moves so well.
He
Yeah,
does.
he really does.
He's
and
thick, but he's mobile
and he's
fast.
so proud of it.
Yeah, yeah.
He hears a lot of these complaints about him, about his weight being over 300 pounds, and he doesn't care. He rolls with it.
It's effective.
Maybe he's comfortable like this. I don't know.
He is. He can fight. I mean, I don't think he should come in at 300, but he definitely fights effectively at 270. That I've seen.
Well, I'm looking here. He was 283 for his last fight against Mariusz Vach, which was a less than spectacular performance. He started slow in that fight. I think there was some boo birds out in the early rounds.
Yep.
He has to look better against Duapas, right?
I
Duapas
agree.
has won, I think, 3 in a row since he was KO'd by a dirty Alexander Povetkin just after testing positive for, I think, Osterine. And he took Deontay Wilder 11 rounds. So
He did. He's tough, and what I like about Duapas is that he's aggressive.
Yeah,
He's
he's going
aggressive.
to
And
bring
he's busy
some
for a
heat, right?
heavyweight. He's pretty big.
Pretty big, and I do think, I mean, he's obviously not an elite level heavyweight or anything like that, but he has some underrated skills. I think he's going to put some leather on Miller. But if he comes in more than 283, how serious is he taking his career? I know he's proud of rocking that big baby weight, but he's got to get it under 280 pounds, right? At some point, if he's going to take on an Anthony Joshua or a Deontay Wilder and be competitive.
We'll see. I mean, I think it'll be a fight-to-fight basis. Once he looks bad, maybe he'll wake up. But once, as he keeps winning and
But
being
will it be too
successful,
late by then? I
don't
go back
know.
to
Well-
Chris Arreola.
Well, he's on a Matchroom boxing card, and we've heard rumors of him facing Anthony Joshua after this fight in Joshua's American debut. It's all hearsay right now, but you know, for a fight like that, maybe that'll wake up Miller and get him into shape, like real fighting shape. We'll see. First, of course, he has to get past Duhaupas, and you know, and then we have to put up with another overmatched Sulecki against Daniel Jacobs, which I mean, I know they announced that fight well before this whole Canelo Triple G snafu happened, and they're still going through with it. Had they not, Jacobs might be rematching Golovkin for all we know. Who knows? I would love to see that rematch again because I thought Jacobs fought very well.
Agreed.
But yeah, we'll see. I hope Jacobs at least, you know, gives us a stoppage that we wanted again when he fought Louis Arias. We never got it. I think Jacobs knows that and knows he needs to step it up just a little bit.
I think he knows he needs to make a statement here, right? If he wants that Triple G rematch. Because he's fighting an undefeated fighter, technically. Sulecki does have skills, had a little bit of an amateur background, you know, can handle himself in there, but he can't punch through a wet paper bag.
Yeah.
So I think he's made to order for Jacobs to get some rounds in and get a stoppage win.
I don't expect to see Sulecki in survival mode. I think he's going to take the fight to Jacobs, which I think
will
Jacobs
play right into
welcomes. Yeah, that plays
agreed.
into Jacobs' strengths.
Agreed.
Absolutely. I think when Jacobs has to go out on the hunt and try to force the fight, he's out of his ring character and he's not at his best. And I think that's what we had with his last fight. And I think Sulecki can bring out the best of Jacobs. I hope so, though.
That's a good point.
I hope so.
That's a good point.
I like Danny.
I do too. And
no,
Eddie Hearn knows what he's doing. I think both of these matchups, both of these guys are going to look good on an HBO card. All right, fans, well, let us know what you think. Comment below, like, share, subscribe. For Doug Fischer and Mike Baca, I'm Michael Montero. We'll see you next time on 10 Count.